Hello everyone, hope you all are fine. Previous day I gave homework from the exercise, the objective questions I gave. So today first I will be discussing that one. Still now many of you are having doubt regarding the chapter. Atomic structure chapter is nothing but the atoms, molecules and the ions, this chapter. So you need to follow this chapter only, and if you want to know the syllabus, for that please visit the council's website. Again I am repeating, many of you are asking me regarding the syllabus or what to read. Once again I am telling it, cisce.org, that is council's official website. There the revised syllabus is uploaded. You check that, and there the curriculum where what to read from each chapter, everything is mentioned. The question papers and the discussions will be based on those topics only. So as I gave some objective questions previous day, so first of all I'll tell the answers of that objective questions. So make sure you all are sitting with that. If you all have solved that one, please do the correction right now. Better if you use any other ink, pen for that. And if you all have not done it, I don't know why, but you should do that. Then write down the answers as I am telling you all. I have the question paper with me. That's fill in the blanks and tick the correct option and the stated term defining below. These were the these were the types of questions. So now I am telling you the answers. The fill in the blanks, first answer is atoms are dash. Atoms are neutral. Second is an ion with positive charge is called cation. Third, an ion with negative charge is called anion. D. 2H2 means 2 dash of hydrogen. H2 means molecule. So 2H2 means 2 molecules of hydrogen. Fifth, dash is a triatomic molecule. Ozone is a triatomic molecule. Next, metals have may or actually the answer will be metals may or may not have variable valency. Because some metals like copper, iron, gold, silver, they are having the variable valency, but some they don't have the variable valency, like sodium, calcium, magnesium, they do not have variable valency. So they may have variable valency or they may not have variable valencies. So as have is placed already before the blank. So you once again, metal has some, actually there's a bit mistake in the word here. It will be metal dash variable valency and the answer will be metals may or may not have variable valency. Next is chemical name of caustic soda. Caustic soda is NaOH, that is sodium hydroxide, and caustic potash is potassium hydroxide. So you can make a note here that caustic soda is sodium hydroxide and caustic potash is potassium hydroxide. So here the answer will be sodium hydroxide, and also you must be knowing the formula. Formula of caustic soda is NaOH and caustic potash will be KOH. Next is tick the correct answers. The valency of iron in Fe2O3 is 3. Which of the following has valency 4? Answer is carbon. The sulfate radical is written as SO4 2-. What is the formula of calcium sulfate? Here 4 options are given. Sulfate 2- means valency 2, it's divalent, and also calcium is divalent. So the formula will be CaSO4. Next is which of the following exhibits variable valency? 4 options are there. The answer will be copper. We know copper has 2 valencies, 1 and 2, cuprous and cupric. Question number 3. State the term for the following. First is the number of atoms present in a molecule of an element. So in a molecule of an element, the number of atoms present called as atomicity. This is the definition of atomicity. So the answer will be atomicity. B. The symbolic representation of a molecule will be molecular formula. C. A group of atoms that react as a single unit, compound radical. The combining capacity of an element will be valency. The tabular arrangement of elements in horizontal rows and vertical columns is periodic table. Now coming to this term periodic table, we are going to have an extra class from this week, as you all know. So in that particular class we are going to have discussion on periodic table in detail. So these are the objective types of question that were given from this particular chapter, atom, molecules and ion. The overall discussion of this chapter was done, but we need to do a little bit more discussion on this, because as I have said, this chapter is very important for each and every class whenever you will be reading chemistry. This chapter we started with basic general ideas on atoms, on molecules, what are ions, positive, negative ions, how ions are forming, why atoms are neutral, why the ions are generating, why an atom is called a positively charged ion when it lost electrons, or why it calls a negatively charged ion or when it gains electrons. If it is if it loses electron, then positive. If it gains electron, then it's negative. So this kind of discussions we have already done in the previous days. And also the formula chart that you all have, different valencies and formulas, I said to practice and to join them to make a formula. So in that way we have done the discussion. So today some more discussions we will be doing. Based on this, I will show you some more types of question that may come from this chapter. Sometime instead of giving you the valencies or the formulas name directly or the compounds name directly, sometimes the elements are presented as X and Y, and then the questions are asked like X has this valency, Y has this valency, then how will be the formula. So today let us discuss some on based on this X and Y types of questions. Suppose we have this question, element X has valency 2 and element Y has valency 3. Then what will be the formula of the compound if element X and Y combine together? So as element X has valency 2 and Y has valency 3, and of course it will be mentioned that X is a metal and Y is a non-metal. That will be mentioned always. Then what will be the valency? What will be the formula of the molecule? So X and Y we will write, and we will use this type of method that we use. So X has valency 2, Y has valency 3. Now the formula of the compound will be X3, Y2. This will be the answer. Now if the question is asked, suppose if it is asked regarding both the elements are valency same. Suppose you have A and B, A has valency 2, B has valency also 2. In that case, if both of them are having valency 2, then we will not write A2, B2 like this. We will be writing AB because they are cancelling each other. Now there are certain cases, or there are few cases where we generally do not cancel. We will come to those discussion on the next day. So this can be one type of question that can come from here. Or it may happen that maybe it's given like a compound is AB where the valency of A is 2. Find the valency of B. If this type of question comes, so A's valency 2 is mentioned. So as the formula is AB and A's valency is 2 is mentioned, and there is no number here at the subscript, so must be B also have valency 2. Similarly, suppose it's given one compound has formula AB2. So if valency of B is 1, what is the valency of A? So if B is 1, then valency of A will be 2. So in this way question may come. Similarly from here, suppose this statement is not given. Given it's a compound X3Y2, identify which is a metal, which is a non-metal, and also give the valency of every element present here. So X is written at the first, so generally the metal is placed at first and then the non-metal. So X is a metal, it has valency 2, and Y is a non-metal, then it's a valency 3. So question may come in this form also, where the molecular formula is given and you need to find the answer valencies, or the valency will be given, you need to find out the molecular formula. From here one more type I am showing you. Suppose you are supplied with this type of compound AB2 and it is said a metal which forms AB2. Tell the formula of the compound of sulfate of A. Now see, AB2, A's valency is 2 detected. Sulfate also we know is divalent. So what will be the formula of the sulfate of A? It will be ASO4. So question may come in this form also. So different types of question can be from this chapter. So keep on practicing the formula as I am telling. The question can be direct. The question can be in this form also. These are actually application based type of question. So in any form the question can be asked. So if you have a good idea of the valencies and also on the their formulas, then it will be very easy for you all to solve all these kinds of problem. I hope you all have understood the types of problem. We will be discussing more types next day, and you can mention me if I need to repeat any more part from this chapter once again. So next weeks we can do that. So we have today one more extra class. There we will discuss the periodic table. Okay, till then take care and bye. See you in the next class.